What's up? I'm 4WAAYY, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
Hold up, I don't know what to call. She ain't my gal, she ain't my bitch, I don't know what to call.
All right, so we got 4WAAYY off the porch with us today.
No doubt, man. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. How you feeling today, bro?
You know what? I feel like a rapper today. You know, Authentic got me working right now. I feel like an artist today. It's definitely full blown. You hear me? Scheduling. I'm changing clothes in the car.
Nah, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you coming by, man. What else you got shaking here in Atlanta, man? What else you got planned?
While I'm here, I'm leaving here. I got a bigger ranking.
The Trapping in the Basement?
Trapping in the Basement. I got that later on tonight. And then that's it. I had a studio session yesterday. It was definitely strong.
Okay.
They got some good engineers over there.
Yeah. So how do you like working here compared to back at home in St. Louis then?
I feel a lot more relaxed, even though it's still like that that jittery feel, you know, when you first breaking in with new people you ain't never worked with. But at the same time, I feel a lot more relaxed here than I do at home, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be too many sides getting chose back home.
I can dig that, man. All right, so St. Louis, man. First off, what part of the city are you from St. Louis?
I'm from the north side, Walnut Park. That's where my family is rooted from.
Okay.
I've had the pleasure of living all over, you know, from cribs that I lived in on the south side to the county to the west side, but roots, North St. Louis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there much of a difference between the sides of St. Louis, or is it pretty much all the same going on everywhere?
It's a difference, you know, but at the same time, the difference is only the disagreements, you know, whatever that is between the sides. But everybody's still moving around the same way, you know.
Okay. So what's going on up in the Luth these days, man?
What's going on in St. Louis? I mean, you know, I think that we are definitely being overlooked right now as far as having a lot of good talent, you know. I'm shocked that I'm probably one of the few right now that's up here from St. Louis. I don't know how many artists been up here, you know, but
yeah, that's been too many.
See, you know what I mean? But it's a lot, you know, they got some, the little young ones, they got something shaking, you know, they got their own little Chicago movement.
Yeah. So what was your childhood like? What were you into before the music?
I always been a hustler, you know. 6th grade on up, I was selling candy in the 6th grade. I was selling song lyrics page for page throughout middle school. Then, you know, I started trying to be a trapper. I don't know. It wasn't even being cool back then, you know. I really was just hustling to make money. It wasn't cool to be no drug dealer, you know, at all.
Yeah.
Especially not at my age.
So at what age would you say you jumped off the porch then?
Like 14.
Okay.
Jumped off for real, probably like 12 or 13 when I first seen it. And I overheard a conversation on how to, you know, dry the weed out and turn it into product. I tried it, I fucked it all the way up. It was so horrible. The microwave game, my microwave game was way off. I retired so fast. I started and retired the same day. I made no money, took a loss, made enemies. It was fast.
Did you end up finishing school or?
I finished school, but I got kicked out my senior year, second semester,
Really?
selling drugs, yep. So I got caught in high school. So I had to go to alternative school. You know what I mean? I went there for like the rest of the semester. I still graduated, like I got my diploma and everything, but I didn't walk. I couldn't do no senior shit, no prom, no nothing.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't really care about that shit anyway.
So what would you say has been one of the biggest life lessons you had to learn?
That the past can really catch up with you and affect the future. You know what I mean? Growing up now, you don't think about when you get all these tattoos everywhere. Back then, it was frowned upon when I first started having hand tattoos and what? They like, you crazy? You'll never get a job. And I was like, I wasn't planning on working for you, you know what I mean? But now it's a lot more accepted, you know?
Yeah.
But you know, that's how it could affect things, you know? Now it's a lot more accepted, but then when I was getting it, it was not accepted for sure.
Yeah. And what would you say was one of the biggest obstacles you had to overcome in your life so far to be able to make it and sit here on the porch today?
Been the villain, man. I be made the villain a lot, you know what I mean? Cause I just don't take no shit, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna stand for what I stand for. And if we don't agree, we don't agree. You can't make me agree. It ain't no middle ground. It is what it is, you know? And I'm not saying I'm not a logical thinker, but at the same time, like, if this is how I feel about something, let's say, you know, you want me to be in a gang. I never was in a gang. I've been around them. I got all my friends associated, both sides. I'm cool with both sides. Don't nobody press me about nothing. I can hang out anytime, you know. They already know he ain't in it, you know. He might be into making some money, but he ain't in this shit, you know. Fair and square, you know. Yeah. That's it. But some people ain't gonna accept that, because if you don't go for what they doing, then now you made an enemy. Oh, you against me then? Well, what time?
Yeah, I hear that. All right, so you mentioned selling song lyrics in the 3rd grade?
No, not 3rd grade, man. That was middle school, 7th grade, 8th grade. I used to print them out page for page. You tell me your favorite song, I go home, print it out. If it was 3 pages, you owe me $3. You got 2 songs. If you had one that was 2, other one was 3, you owe me $5. I was selling school supplies, candy. I was always trying to get, you know, I knew it was something about money. I wanted it for sure, young. I ain't had nothing to spend it on either.
Yeah. So when did you start rapping yourself?
Middle school. I used to battle rap on the internet. Okay. Lyricist Lounge and all that, where you had to type your words in. And then I started, after the internet came around, I ended up battling in person. I've been on URL. I battled against Conceited.
Okay.
I battled against Young Ill. I would have battled some other guys, but I couldn't stay in and out of jail at them times when battle was first like taking off.
Yeah.
2010, 2011.
Is battle rap pretty big in St. Louis?
Oh yeah, they love them guys. They love them guys. They straight. I like them too, you know. But you know, being in that culture, you know, we have our disagreements. I'm in the culture, so. But even though I'm not in it like currently, being a part of it, I go to the barbershop, they still want to talk about the newest battle. I'm like, man, come on, listen. First off, y'all don't even agree with me, you know. I'm breaking it down different than y'all, you know what I mean? You better not tell the hitman not the God and say, look, you disagree with him on anything, you hear me? It's war. They love that dude. Yeah. That's funny.
How much of the battle raps is off the top compared to something that's written and prepared?
All that shit, a lot of that shit is prepared. You got some artists like Hollow the Don and DNA, they really freestyle. Now, right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Right now, my freestyle game is immaculate. But back then, I started out trying to freestyle until I realized I was getting my ass kicked by people that was writing. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, I could do this too now. Y'all didn't tell me we get the prep. I thought we was going off the top for real, you know? I'm joning on your shoes and everything. Your bars is put together, they make sense, you know? So when I learned that, that's when I got better at it, you know? But that shit is like wrestling for the most part, you know? It's put together.
Yeah.
A lot of them friends, you know?
Why'd you stop battle rapping?
Because I was the villain. I mean that, you know? I didn't want to conform. I got offered a project and I was told if I went this way and didn't go that way, I wouldn't get work the other way. And when I went the other way to expand my brand, I tried to continue working with, you know, and they was like, no, we told you not to do it. Since you did it, we cut you off, you know what I mean? So realistically, I still had sources to battle, I still was, but at the same time, it was like either you was gonna be labeled a battle rapper or you wanted to become a rapper. And I was only doing this shit at that time because it was a bet. You know, my partner bet me that I couldn't beat Young Ill. I kicked his ass, you know. I lost in the 3rd round because I stumbled. That was back when they didn't let you gather your shit. Now they'll let you gather and finish. Mm-hmm. But back then it was frowned upon if you messed up, you know. But it's like, you want me to memorize 9 minutes of this shit while he raps his 9 minutes. That's like 36 minutes of strong thinking that I gotta hold on to, you know. That's a lot of fucking work. They don't know about it. And you gotta perform this shit while every eye in the building is watching.
Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah.
So what's the meaning behind the name 4WAAYY?
Just what it said. That's what I came up off of, 4WAAYY. That's where it all started at. That's where the money started coming in. I stuck with that one because it was like it generated faster when you getting it small, you know. You get that. That's really what I got jammed up with too, shit. At the same, now that I think about it, I had exactly a little bit under that.
Yeah.
It was like 109 when they grabbed it up at the police station. That was funny. I'll never forget that day. You can't forget monumental days like that. I had on the Jordan 12s, black and white Jabos. You remember Jabos with the straps? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was fresh, white tall tee. I was looking good, you know. Mistake though. I thought I was untouchable. I remember that moment. I said, oh man, I can't get caught. And then I got caught by lunch. So like.
What was the biggest lesson you learned from that mistake then? Realistically,
man, not to do it, you know. I can't help it because at the same time I built a habit that even though I said not to do it then, I did it later on again, you know. because it became a way of life at that moment. Shit, that was my whole network. It was who you would be around. You can get away all you want, but when you go to hang out, you're still hanging out with the same people. So eventually you're gonna fuck around and fall in it. So if you don't get out of, that's the 80-20 rule. If you don't get out of that, you forever gonna be in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta get all the way away from it. That's the only way.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the music scene like in St. Louis right now?
It's popping, you know. I got a few artists that I fuck with. You know, I fuck with D Huncho. Shout out to D Huncho. He going hard. You ever heard him?
Mm-hmm.
He hard, you know what I mean? And a lot of his story is verified too. So that's how I work, you know, because my shit is authentic. Authentic or nothing. That's why I fuck with them. Because it don't matter who I can mention or any incident that I've been into, it'll be verified, you know what I mean? Even like down to how I know Black Youngster, how I met, you know, I threw a concert. I used to take my money and double it because I was smart, you know, when I had to stop hustling, it was like, how can I make a lot of money? So concerts is good money, and as an artist, you could perform in front of them.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? So I threw a concert, I lost on this concert I had with Black Youngster, but I made a connection through his manager at the time, you know what I mean? We still forever cool, you know, so. Shit like that matters to the point to where he threw me some knowledge on the stock market and me and my guys got paid on it.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? That's tight though.
Yeah. So how did you link up with Authentic Empire, man?
Man, through a lot of thinking and deliberating with my guys, you know what I mean? And deciding is what we needed next as far as being independent. You know, they offer a lot of independent resources for artists. So by us needing the next level of understanding how to push our product and how to actually get it in those places, you're gonna need to talk to those people, you know. In order to know where you're going, you gotta have directions, you know what I'm saying? So when you understand that, we know that they got the direction, so let's talk to them and see what they can do.
Yeah. And so what's like, talk about the importance of having the team behind you now and how much easier it makes it for you. Like you said, you're on the schedule today.
Oh my God, schedule. I can't even have my son's birthday today. I had to give him a short conversation. And this is the worst part. I didn't forget it because, you know, he got what he wanted for his birthday. You know, that was me saying happy birthday. But today, shit, I was so on the schedule. He called me at 1. He like, what's up? And I played it off like, you know, like, But at the same time, I had low-key forgot to call him when I first got up. I was up till like 6 a.m., you know, then I'll get right back up at like 9 and some more shit, so. But I definitely was already gonna call him. I felt like since you got the birthday gift, you know, it's all good. But the importance of having a team at the end of the day is like, it take a lot off, you know, social media, even on the lines of understanding how to use it more, or being able to kick what you using to them and they'll, you know, working for you and stuff like, you know. A lot of that is definitely educational, and then even on the lines of marketing, promotional. You know, I got a project manager over there, Pete. He's amazing. He's very attentive, you know. He feel you, you know, even if it's right or wrong, y'all can have a good discussion. And it ain't taking no side, you know what I mean? He really 100. I like him.
Yeah.
You ever heard, you know who he is? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pete, he's solid.
Yeah. All right, and talk about the grind that comes with being an independent artist as well.
It's a gift and a curse because you get to control everything, but at the same time, you got to control everything. So shit, the faster you going, the faster, slower you moving, the slower you moving, you know. It's times that because I got actual companies that I'm running, I be so attentive to those that my music isn't moving at the steady pace, you know what I mean? That's what the point of linking up with Authentic was, because now you got somebody that's keeping you on the schedule and stuff, you know what I mean? So definitely.
Oh yeah. Can you talk about some of these other businesses you have?
Yeah, they all legal, you know. I got a moving company that I do. And you know, it's 2021. I can give people the sauce, but you gotta call me, you know. But listen, it's simple, you know, I'm doing shit straight from my phone, you know. There's so many different ways in 2021 you can get money straight from your phone. It's crazy, you know, it's crazy. I'm talking about just posting ads and coming off of ads, finding this company that, you know, problem is that I give you one that's cool. You probably heard about it. You ever heard of a company called Line Starter? A Line Starter is a company that, it's an app, you order line service through them.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So I owned a line company at once. I'm working there, I'm sweating every fucking day. You get dehydrated and shit. I said, I can figure out a way to get money off this. Well, guess what? I got the plug on all of the leads when they want their yards cut. All I gotta do is go get the crews now, and I send them out to the address. but I can't tell you the rest of the way. But you see what I'm saying? The way you sit, I ain't doing nothing from a phone. I'm accepting jobs and sending them out and scheduling, you know? And that's a lot of what we got going on. My family, they into property and stuff, you know, so
Okay.
we living for real.
Work smarter, not harder.
Not harder, man. I work so hard coming up. I'm trying to be smarter now, you know?
I dig that.
For real.
Yeah. All right, so what's the single that you're pushing right now? I know you got a few songs out.
Man, I got tons. Yeah, I do. But the number one joint that we really amping the energy up for is this feature I got with BeatKing.
Okay.
Club Godzilla. Like, he's going bananas right now. And when I was in Houston, around the same time I threw the concert, I had like this little money left. I'm like, okay, what do I do? So, you know, I linked up with this guy because I already knew how hot he was, period. You know, he was popping in, he's still on fire now. But at the time I got the song, I had just took a deal for what I just got off probation for. So I couldn't really do too much through like the last couple of years. I only been on probation like 6 months. I've been going nuts since I've been off, you know what I mean? It's not even been a year, matter of fact, for sure.
Yeah.
So once it came back around, it's like I could start doing more. And then now I understood also while I was gone, I took the time out to learn a little bit more about how to put a machine behind a product. Now you got the machine and I got the product. I got my own dope to sell now.
Yeah.
Can't nobody generate this.
So what's the name of that song with BeatKing?
It's called For Real, For Real.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be going crazy. It'll be coming out pretty soon. It's already out, but we gonna
re-release it.
Yeah, re-release it at a way bigger platform than what we got going.
So is it on like the club vibe? Is it like on the BeatKing vibe then, where?
It's on a slower strip club vibe for sure. They loved it. I worked it, and I've done a lot of homework with working it and such already. Like I said, when I was downtime and I still was trying to find out how to sell my product, so I shopped it around with a couple promoters down here. They was running it through the clubs. They was giving me feedback. So you know, it's definitely understanding that it's a strip club vibe for sure versus a nightclub vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's definitely. You know what I'm saying?
So are you working on a new project right now, or are you kind of just focusing on these singles now?
Man, single after single. I've done so many projects in my career, you know, understanding at this point how to actually sell the product was more important, and knowing that single for single you'll win faster versus when you're trying to put a play. Then you can come together with a whole project with all that. Future did it, Pluto. It was amazing. He told us like 12 singles on one. Exactly. That whole album was like hit for hit.
For sure.
You know? Facts, you know. Yeah.
We know you fuck with our boy, Famous Animal, man. Talk about that relationship and how far back that goes, man.
That relationship go back to like 2017. He started that platform. He got Famous Animal TV, by the way, which is a great platform. Another independent artist. If you don't have a super big budget, stupid, just 5-6 figure budget, you still got Famous. Famous fucking with 5-6 figure budgets all day still. But at the same time, he from the streets, so he gonna work with everything. He got the resources, you know. He real smart and strategic how he move. Yeah. So us linking up was like real organic because I was a fan first. He was always the key to the streets on what was going on in Memphis. Mm-hmm. And I was just so intuitive listening. I had so much downtime, you know what I mean? I couldn't really be outside. And Famous was just saying so much of what's going on. You know, I was following Finesse 2 times. Shout out to Finesse. And then I was following a couple other Memphis artists. Some of them even passed away since then, you know what I mean? But he was keeping you updated. Black Youngster was one. That's how I got the knowledge of how I liked him, you know what I mean? I didn't even know a lot about his music at first. He was just going on social media going crazy. And then I realized Heavy was a hit that he had dropped on a project with CMG, like 5 or something, when Yo Gotti played all those. I'm like, damn, that's the same person. Now it made sense, you know what I mean? But at that time, we linked up because he had so much knowledge, and he was so, at the beginning, he was still talking to fans, you know? Mm-hmm. And we just kept a relationship because I was a working artist at that time still. So over time, we worked, and one day I just popped up in Memphis. I'm in town. And honestly, I can talk about it now. They can't do nothing, but I was on probation, you know. I'm like, hey man, I'm in town. I ain't even supposed to be here, but I want to do an interview, talk some shit. So I did an interview with him, the first one I did. And then after that, we just stayed connected, you know. After that, we stayed connected for a minute. And we just always even just talked over time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a real one, man.
He a real one, for sure, for sure.
So what has being a father taught you about life?
Man, I lost my dad when I was 8, you know what I mean? So the realest thing ever, it taught me the value of it. I got 2 shorties, you know. And the oldest one, they good to go. But my oldest one's a lot more spoiled than the youngest one because I am not really in his life a lot just yet dealing with stuff, you know. So we'll leave that there, if you know what I'm saying. You know how that go. Fast forward, I was still outside when I had my oldest shorty, you know what I mean? A lot of my story, you could hear it, is I was in out of jail, you know, probation, all this shit. But I still was always making sure if she needed something, I could help out, you know. Fair and square, I didn't realize what it meant on time because I grew up without a dad. I didn't, you know, without seeing one, you don't know. But then when you get there, you be there all the time and you be there holding these babies, it's different. My son got karate going, you know, I don't mind watching him get kicked around, him kicking people around. He cold at bowling, you know, I told him he gonna be the LeBron of bowling. You know, he's not a hooper, he taller than me, he's like 6 something already, he only like 13 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know, he don't even want, you know, he like basketball, but he get out there, he out bowl a lot of grown-ups.
Okay.
He real good like that. But being involved, it taught me a lot more about slowing down, you know. Because even when he first was born, at that moment I had a lot of warrants and stuff out. I took a little plea agreement for a couple of months just so I wouldn't have to look over my shoulder with riding around my son, you know. I'm like, shit, if I get put up with this baby and go to jail, she never ain't gonna let me see him. So at that moment, I took it at the beginning when he was young, you know, got that little time out of the way. And then when I came back out of there, I realized like, yeah, okay, I can stay focused for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up, man.
They look up to you, man. He walked and talked like me.
Yeah.
He was standing next to me, trying to be, you know what I mean? This is my mini-me. That's his name in my phone, you know. Facts, though.
Yeah, that's
It definitely taught you the value of life, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What else you working on 4WAAYY? What else is coming up, bro?
What else I got to listen? I just dropped a new Wicked video. Make sure you go check that out. It's called 187. I got another one on there called Return of the Jedi. Single for single, like right now, you know. You're gonna stay seeing me across these platforms because we got a lot to talk about. The story I got is definitely legendary. I would love to be the new face of what happens next for my city, like a Chief Keef was. You know, and I'm not saying like on no lines, but other than whenever they get a look and they just take off behind it, it just explodes because there's so many, like, you know, these next generation, they hard, you know. And it's just like, I'm just trying to show them we got to get outside the city to make this shit happen, you know? You got to lead a city to network. You got to get out here and spread your wings, you know? Not just do features with artists in the city, do features with artists outside the city. Not just shoot videos with people there, shoot videos with people outside, you know? Expand our networks. And I feel like if that blossoms and it works, you know, not only will I definitely benefit from being in the mix of actually booming, but the other artists come, you know, it's just a lot of them, man. They definitely deserve that shine. They've been putting in real work in that city, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure, for sure.
Any shout outs you want to give before we wrap it up?
Yeah, definitely. I want to shout out everybody over at Authentic, man. Boom Man team over there. They got the sauce, you know what I mean? For sure. They got the recipe. They know how to make it work. And at the same time, they good resources for independent artists. Definitely shout out my dog, Famous. He definitely is a big part of who I work with on a lot of my social media, you know, marketing and strategizing. He's really solid with his strategizing. He could bounce a great conversation. You see how you get to smoke in a blunt with Famous, y'all gonna get to the solution. For sure, it is gonna be ingenious. Let's see, Wicked is breaking artists left and right. People better get hip, you know, while he in your price range, man, you know. In a minute, Wicked gonna be Hype Williams out here. Y'all better stop playing with Wicked. But for real, those are a lot of the products that in which I'm using as far as networking with right now, expanding my network with. You know, it's some people through in which they know. And when I link up with those people, I won't mind expanding on mentioning them. But until we build a relationship, you don't want to just throw other people's names out there you don't know like that, you know? Yeah. Then I got a big feature coming out with an artist that Wicked definitely put me on to a young lady named Tasty Michelle. It's gonna be crazy. 21 Bonnie and Clyde. It's gonna be crazy. I promise you. Yeah. I promise you, that's gonna be a crazy record, man. Y'all be on the lookout for that. And for sure, like behind that, yeah, for sure. I mean, shout out all the artists that I'm working with in St. Louis real quick, and I shout out my artists that I work with I like shout out my squad, Getty Squad. Man, my man on house arrest right now. When he get off, he gonna go nuts. Shout out my dog Timmy the Tiger. He going crazy right now. He leaving the city and networking too right now. You know. My Southside dog CP. He go by Fat Casso. You know, he's a barber, but he cold. You know, he got like this Dolph movement. If you really follow Dolph music, you know, they talk about he was a barber, but you know, them niggas be hustling too. They know everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You know how many people sit in their day, how many plugs sit in their chair? You better shut up talking about what a barber do, boy. Like, that's the landlord on the south side. Shout out my dog Fat Casso. Like, I'm really am connected all throughout every side of the city, you know, like, so I really do like to shout them guys out because I fuck with them a long way, and they definitely been helping me keep pushing my product over the time frame, you know. And my cousin as well, you know. His name's 1987. When I say he crazy, he definitely educational on how to write songs. He just don't, you know, he behind the scenes. He really not a limelight kind of guy. He'll write a record and sell it faster than he would get up and want to perform it, you know.
Yeah.
But he could do that though. He could do that. And I appreciate y'all too for this platform, man. I'm genuine, you know. I ain't just throwing names of people out there, even when I'm thinking, yo, I've been following this before this was this, man. Y'all actually did a write-up on For Real, when we first first dropped it. Yeah.
Okay.
His manager actually got it. I don't know what, you know, but you know, that's his product. So when she sent it out, I actually still got that article say, I keep up with all, and that's how I became a fan for sure. I was already hip. But then when y'all gave me an article, I felt special. You hear me?
It is.
It's special, you know what I mean? That's real talk. That's an accolade and showing what you got going and you growing as an artist, you know?
Yeah.
For real.
Hold up. I don't know what to call. She ain't my gal, she ain't my bitch, I don't know what to call. She bring that paper back.